There we go. Hello everybody, and we've got it working. I just want to welcome everybody and give people maybe a couple minutes to join in, and if anybody's on already, just let me know if you can hear me. I've got everything set up. I've got backup times 3. Hopefully it's all going to work. The only thing I'm worried about is the internet right now. So yeah, let's see. We've got no comments just yet, and I've got 2 computers going just in case so I can see the other one if there's any comments. And we're good to go. So I want to welcome everybody, and I'm Pamela Jones if you don't know already, and I love to work with people to help change their energy. And I wanted to let you know I got started in this. Actually I started with reflexology about 8 years ago at least now, and then I moved on to energy healing and tarot cards, which led to mediumship. So basically I'm an energy medium. I like to work with energy and help change the energy and try to change it to the positive and wipe out the negative. And I've been working with people with their emotional and physical health all this time. It just, I don't know, it just intrigues me. And I help people by clearing out the trapped emotions to transform their health, wealth, and relationships. And most importantly, your power. And I love being part of the process. It helps so much to help raise people's energy so they can have a happier, less stressful life. Because let's face it, we've all got stress. And I know this is the time of year when we are stressed. And I know I always want to go to sleep, and I found these really cute pajamas that I'm going to try not to go to sleep for the next few days. I'm trying to be focused and write a list and stick to it and delegate that, or just forget about some stuff. So today I am going to share with you some ways to de-stress for the holidays and get through it in one piece and take back your energy, okay? And I'm going to teach you a prayer, a hand mudra, and a breathing technique. And we'll stay on topic too, because I've got so many things I wanted to share with you, but I had to narrow it down today. So the first one I wanted to do is, let me see, we are going to do the 4 breaths technique. And what it is, apparently there's a name for this. I did not know this until just recently, but it's a 4 breaths technique that you take in a breath, and then you pull it in through your mouth, okay? Pull it in and all the way down from like your shoulders, and you imagine this while you're doing it. And you do it on the count of 4. So you pull it in through your mouth, down your throat, down your chest, down your stomach, down to your legs, all the way to your toes on the count of 4. You can do it a little bit longer if you want to. And then you go in and exhale, and you do it all in reverse. And you do this a few times while you're relaxing your muscles. You'll notice after you're done. So start with it like this, and just go. Sometimes I do it through my nose though too. just pick one. So go in through your nose, and go down through your shoulders, down through your chest, down through your stomach, and then down your knees, your legs, all the way down to your toes, your feet, your toes. And then just hold it, and then come back up and breathe out. Out through your mouth is probably best. So you just go. And then in reverse. And it's great for back pain. Trust me on this one, it's really good for that. And it's good, you can do it anywhere. You could do it on the bus. You could even do it really in the car while you're driving too. Sometimes I do that. You can do it in the shower. You can do it when you're in the shopping lineup, especially when you're picking up energy, especially right now when you're in like the mall, you know, even the grocery store, because everybody's getting their last minute stuff. And just stand there and just tune everybody out, because I know I'm an empath and I pick up everything. So my energy just goes like this all the time, unless I have a focus. So focus on the breathing, focus on why you're there, and just practice that. And like I said, apparently it's got a name. It's called square breathing. I found this out at an anxiety group I just went to a few weeks ago. So now, also I wanted to tell you too, I mean, a lot of this stuff is probably stuff you've already heard, but we need reminders, even I do. So I want to remind you, don't overload yourself this holiday season or any ones from now forward. Make a note for yourself. Put it on the calendar, because that's what I'm going to do for Christmas baking. I'm going to start putting stuff on the calendar for next year, so I'm not doing it last minute. Now, if you've got salt lamps, which I do, and I forget to use them because they become part of the furniture around here, but turn those on. I didn't know if they actually made a difference when, I know I'm saying ums again, sorry, that I thought, well, I'll try them out, right? You know, instead of just having them as nice decorative and, you know, the label said they should do this, that, and the other thing, I actually turned them on, and then I had to go out for a while. And then when I came home, I noticed a difference in the atmosphere in just my living room alone where I have them. And it was really calming. It was really, really cool. So if you've got a salt lamp, use it. If you've got crystals, like the rose quartz one, the pink ones, I'm so into pink, put those like around the room if you can, or in any stress spots that, you know, like there's high traffic or something, put those there to change the energy. And yeah, delegate as best you can. Just try to simplify, because really it's only like one day is Christmas Day, then there's Boxing Day, and then there's New Year's, and we have all these expectations. And I've got 6 kids. If you guys don't know this already, I have 6 kids. So now, though, 4 of them have moved out, they've got their own families now, but still, I'm going like, you know, I didn't get them enough stuff, or I didn't this. And yesterday I caught myself doing that because I haven't even started Christmas shopping yet. I've got it planned. I do have it planned. And that, so I started delegating. I got that done. And I'm sitting there going, why am I worrying about this? It's one day, Boxing Day, when it's all over with, I go like that, and I deflate. So it's all these expectations we have of ourselves, and we just get so worked up in our head. So I want you guys to be in your heart, and I want you to be in the now. Okay? I want you not to think about the past. I don't want you to think about past Christmases or past relationships with this person, you know, that's driving you crazy. You know, maybe there's, you know, at least one person is driving you crazy, or just a stressful situation. I want you to just be in the now. I don't want you to think to the future. I don't want you to anticipate what they're going to say, you know, what something's going to say to set you off, you know, whatever it is. Just be in the now. I started doing this a couple of years ago, and it was amazing. I just want to tell you, it was amazing. I dropped expectations of what I thought, you know, I think my kid or somebody was going to say in a particular situation. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to enjoy you right where you are and right where I am. And then I did a blessing too. And I just blessed them. Just the words. Just, you know, take my hand, and I just pictured them, and I just circled them, and I thought, just blessing you right where we are right now. No arguments or whatever we've ever had in the past. And I'm telling you, it changed the whole thing. And whenever I try these things, I'm testing them. I'm always testing, you know, all the stuff that we learn on, well, say Facebook, but the internet, you know, when we look up different subjects because we get interested in that, I will test them before I tell people to do them. And if I, you know, and if I do tell somebody that I've heard of something that might work, I haven't tried it, I always tell them that. But I always love to share the stuff I have tested, and it works. Also, I've done blessings like for neighbors and that. There was one, some of you might have heard this before, but I had this neighbor that we didn't get along. And it was nothing big deal or anything. It's just that I felt that she was noisy or whatever, and maybe she didn't like me or whatever. But one day I was looking at her kids out in the backyard, and I thought, you know, I really wish that the person that she finds for a partner is good to her kids. And I put it out there while I was watching out my kitchen window, I was doing the dishes and that. And then I just imagined it, and I put it forward and that. And I thought, just bless you. You know, have a good life, you know, instead of, you know, like that, you know, I don't like her, this and whatever, finding excuses to be negative. And the next day, she was outside on her patio, and I had to go outside for something, and she turned around, she goes, "Hi, Pam, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, hi, I'm doing great." We never talked really before, you know, except maybe look at each other or ignore each other, because we don't really cross paths. And we had a really lovely conversation. So I wanted to make sure I shared that one with you, because that one always just brings back good memories for me. So there's other things I wanted to tell you too. I told you about sitting in the moment, and So even when you're at the table, okay, when you're, at the Christmas dinner and that, and there's so many people there with energies, remember, you're not the only one that has all of that energy going on too. Everybody around you, you're probably picking them up. I think a lot of us, probably all of us, are empaths, and we just don't know it. I didn't even know there was a word for it until a few years ago, actually what it was, until I looked something up and did a quiz. So I thought that was fun. So now I want to teach you this prayer. And I didn't include it in the free gift I've got later, but I think I'm going to add it to it. I should have thought of that. So the first thing here is that you're going to draw this in your mind, but you're also going to do it with your hand. And what it is, it's a triangle pointing up that you're going to draw, and a triangle pointing down, and then a hexagon and a space around it. And then we're going to do like a line up and all that, but I'll explain it as I go. So what you do is you take your hand and you draw the triangle up, okay, pointing up like that. And as you do that, you say as above, and then you do again the triangle down, so below. So it's as above, so below, bless this, and you draw a hexagram at the same time. So bless this, and it's the space that you're referring to, or people, or a group of people, or whatever it is you want to bless. And then you do say space, and then you go around in a circle around the whole hexagram, and then you take both your hands, and then you go from one side, you go from within like that, and then without, and then you go at the bottom, and then it's through the one. I always get the words mixed up. I actually do this so fast. I do it in my head while I'm in the shower, and I set up my day, and I just try to bless everybody. So you'll get so good at it, you won't need to do the hand symbols and that. Just close your eyes and do it. So, and at the end, then you say Satchinan, 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 which is Sanskrit for true consciousness bliss. Sorry, I have to keep looking at the paper when I want to do it word for word for you guys. So starting at the beginning, you go as above, so below, bless this, space, within, without, and through the one. And then you say Satchinan, Satchinan, Satchinan. And then you let it go, and imagine sending it out the window or the door or away from you, like if you're in the shower, because I'll do it in the shower actually in the morning. It's part of my routine. And it's really neat because I've done this with people and I've shared it. There's this lovely lady, her name is Claire Bourne, and she gave this to me a couple of years ago to distribute and give away freely. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. I've shared it with a few of my friends that I've met on Facebook when they're going through things. And it is amazing that with even in a couple of hours, I don't want to say, it's like one of those websites, to buy a curse or buy a spell and all that stuff. But it's not. It's, how they promise you things is my point. But it's really cool that within even a couple of hours, I've seen results of things just changing. And it's something I think is really important, probably even for this season while we're stressed. You're digging up all the stuff that, no, I don't really want to be with Christmas with that person, or, I don't want to go to the mall, I don't want to shop, or I don't want to do this stuff. Just do that stuff, and I promise you, there will be changes. And you can do it, throughout the year too, to any situation. I promise you, I do not make promises really easily. I rarely make promises, but there will be a change, and it's always for the better. Things they just seem to work out, or they just drop. The situations, arguments with friends, or maybe a court case or something. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you. And actually, that's second, sorry. And the other one I have here, I kind of make notes just in case I get off track. The hand mudra. I've got one here, and it's to activate peace. And when I've done this, I've shared it with in private groups and that when I've done some workshops, and I can feel the difference right away. It's amazing. It's just by some simple hand gestures. And a mudra, I wanted to tell you what a mudra is just simply, because I may do a course on this later for everybody, but it is a symbolic or ritual gesture in Hinduism and Buddhism. And some mudras involve the entire body, and most are performed with the hands and the fingers. And I believe there is yoga, that mudra or yoga or whatever, that they use the hand gestures. I'm not really into yoga yet, so I can't explain that one to you. So what I want you to do is take your left hand, and I want you to put it at your hip, okay? Left side, and then the edge, this side of your hand against your hip and facing upwards. And then this hand here, you are going to put your thumb and your forefinger together. You're going to keep your fingers as straight as you can, and you're going to put them against your heart, okay? This here is for calm and quietness and stillness, okay, and silence. So just have your hand at your hip, left hand, and face it upwards, and then the heart one here. And you can do that while you're doing the breathing technique, or if you have your own techniques, and just close your eyes. And it calms you down up. Because I know I was wound up before starting this workshop today, and I had to do a few of these, and it does. It just, I don't know what it is, but it's something in the energy. So you do that one, and then actually there's another one I just thought of too. Take both your hands, and when you're in a stressful situation or you just need to calm yourself down, just take your hands and put them about your hips or whatever, and push down. Push the energy down. And if you guys all want to try that right now, and just feel the energy and see if you notice a difference. I already do. And if you want to raise the energy, turn your hands upwards and bring it up. You know, when you're feeling kind of low and you've got no energy, it's like, no, I don't want to get out of bed today. I just can't get motivated. Do your hands upwards and just slowly bring them up, maybe about here, because you don't want to be way up here, unless you do, unless you really need the energy. But even just right here, just find a balancing point. So there's those, and then actually I've got one more that was really cool. Now this one here is another hand mudra, and I actually found this on an app. There's at least one app I found on the Google Play Store a couple weeks ago, and it was really cool because it actually tells you different body parts that you can use it for if you need to calm something down in your body. Some for stress, some for eating. There's a whole bunch on there. This one is called Gaian, and what you do with this one is you take your thumb and your forefinger, and again straight like this, and keep your fingers straight, and you have your palm up, okay, while you're doing that, and do your breathing. And then you can also do the same thing and face downwards, and that is called Jnana. I'm not very good at pronouncing that, but that's two different ways to do the same symbol. And you do your breathing with this, and you do it for about 15 minutes, or you can do it throughout the day. You can break it down into 3 different times, like, say maybe 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunch, and 5 minutes in the evening or whatever. And it's just to, to take the stress level down on anything. You can do this at work. Maybe you've got an office job and you're dealing with other people in the office, or maybe you're a clerk somewhere and you've just had enough of everybody in the lineup coming up at you. Just try that. Nobody needs to know what you're doing. It's discreet, and then like that. So I would think that you're going like this to raise up the energy, and this way to bring it down. So that's the mudras, and I thought those would be really, really helpful for you. And if anybody's got any questions, I've got another computer over here. I am going to try and see if anybody's got any questions. And I don't see any yet, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Give me 1 sec. Oh, there we go, Rachel. Now I can see some comments. Good job. Okay, just the power of Ganesha and relaxation. Yeah. And very true, Rachel says, they incorporate it into specific dances with the hand positions as well. Yes, I was just starting to get into that stuff. I got so many interests, and I'm finally learning just to narrow them down. But it is so interesting how with energy, we can just pull different things, from different modalities. Like when I was doing massage, after I did the reflexology, I went into massage, and then I got into chakras. My teacher kept talking about these chakras in your feet, and I'm going, what is she talking about? Okay, I don't really care. I don't need to know. But she kept coming up with them. And it was in our book. So I started looking into that. And I went, oh, wow, maybe we could try this. So, of course, like I said earlier, I test everything out first. And it's neat. To me, it's like a big science project, but it's science with energy. So I have a lot of fun with it. Everybody was starting to think I was nuts or whatever, but I would keep it quiet and that. But my kids and the neighbors, they're all, yeah, the crazy lady over there, right? The voodoo lady. Well, guess who comes and asks me stuff now, for herbs or whatever, like, concoctions that I make, or the soap or the lotions or massages or any of these, quick tips and that to get through things. So it's been a really fun experience, and I know that it's not going to end anytime soon. I'm sure of that, because I keep finding more things, especially with essential oils and that. So what else do we say? Oh, Rachel says, how do you plan with dealing with dinner? I know that's a stressor of mine. Well, actually, I get to get out of it now a few times. I'm going to be doing dinner this year, but I think it's just going to be me, 2 kids, and my dad. Because some of you know that I look after my dad and I help him out because of the stage of life that he's at. So I'm going to have him over for dinner. And this is a tough one because my kids I can handle, or I can walk out of the room or whatever. They're old enough. They can go home now. But with my dad, it's like I'm the parent now. And sometimes, we just have to do that too with people. We just have to leave it be. And I know in the last couple of years, I've actually had to say things to him that I'm sure I would have gotten slapped for when I was a kid and that. But I have to tell him sometimes of things, what to do, especially when we go to the hospital and he needs to draw blood and that. But I just actually, I'd be firm with them or whatever, or I try to change the subject to something else, and maybe not necessarily such a big change, but sometimes you need to. But I try to get people to get in to help each other, or find something, like especially when it's the kids, to get them to do something else, or maybe go to the room, take the kids for a walk or whatever while we're cooking in the kitchen. But a lot of times what I do is I bite my tongue, especially on Christmas Day. We've had some good blowouts. So, some of those shows you see, yeah, we've had some, but not as bad as ones you see on TV and that. But that reminds me that there is this saying by Maya Angelou. Now, I just said it to my girlfriend the other day. And that famous saying of hers is, people may forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. And along that lines. And I try to remember that and go by that, because really there's so many things, like with my dad, we've had a relationship that goes up and down like this. And it's like I try not to bring up the things, especially that they're going through my head and that. And I'm like, just be in the moment. Just be in the moment. He's at a different age now. That stuff was so long ago, it doesn't really matter. I'll go home and I'll work it out. But at the dinner table, you can't control everybody else's behavior, but you can control yours. And you know what? It's one day. It may be just 1 hour. And usually what I do when things get heated, if I'm at somebody else's place, I just enjoy my time as best I can. And then I get to go home. I get to go home or whatever, do my own thing in that, and figure it's only 1 hour. Usually it's because we're doing it for the kids, getting together and that. And like I said, my older boys, they're actually in another town. And somebody else is doing dinner thing going on. So when I get up there next week, there's going to be my twins, their birthdays next Wednesday. So we try to separate the days as best we can, and presents and that. And usually, we just do the best we can to drop the stuff that we've, got going between all of us. And I think that enough time has passed between some of the stuff that has gone on in my childhood and even with my boys and that. So I know some of you guys heard or saw my post on the workshop last night with Jamie, which was wonderful, by the way, Jamie. I haven't got to watch everybody's yet. But there was a lot of trauma in that. So, you know what? Take one day at a time. Do the moment thing like I told you. Just be in that particular moment. Don't think about the past stuff. Don't think about ahead, because you're just bringing worry to the future, which hasn't happened yet. So that's how I'm going to deal with it. And I hope that helps you, Rachel. And I don't know if there's any more comments. I can hear the phone binging. So yeah, if there's any more, just let me know. And what was there? Oh, there was one one more thing. Actually, two more, because I thought of these at the last minute last week. You know, the dinner table thing actually is what I was picturing. So what I want you to do, Rachel, is I want you to take your hand and in your head, okay, you don't have to say any of this out loud. Nobody needs to know what you're saying. I want you just to picture everybody being circled with love energy, okay? And use your hand, use your dominant one, okay? Because you're going to send the energy out. I think most of us here are familiar about the as beloved, so below thing and the dominant hand. So take your hand, and when I was picturing this in my head, when I thought this last week, it was 2 fingers, and just make a circle, close my eyes, put a circle around all my children and extended family in that. And we weren't really sitting at a table when I pictured this, but I just pictured everybody where they were, circled them and myself, and used my imagination and pictured everybody happy, doing well, and circling them with calm and joyful energy. So just go like this. Just close your eyes and go like that. Wish them well and bless them, and then just send it out there. And then just let it go, let it be. And one last one. This is a good one. My teacher taught me this years ago, and it so works. I don't know why I don't remember this, but I call it the Harry Potter. And what she told me was that when her daughters were younger, she had 3 girls within a couple of years of each other, and whenever they used to fight, or fight over something, she would just go like this, make a Z, and point it towards their head. And she didn't do it when they were looking, kind of thing, so she did it in her head. But I have done this to my daughter, and when I first learned this, and I had to tell the teacher, I'm going, this so works. All you do when the kids are fighting, okay? Do this on adults. You can do this on the traffic or whatever. I've done this at the street corner when I'm crossing the road too. Just go like this. Make a Z. That's it. When you get so good at this, you can do it in your head and just picture going from your head to the other, and it cancels out. It's kind of like the cancel, clear, delete thing. It's amazing. Go try these things. Like I said, it's a science experiment with energy. Hey, Christina, yeah, interesting. It is. It really is. I learned a lot from my reflexology teacher, and she did, or still does, she does advanced reflexology, she does massage, she does the chakras, and she does mediumship. She, talks with the angels and that too. And at first when she was telling me this stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I was making my mind up anyway, one way or the other in that. But I learned so much from her that I got more and more into this. I was actually going up once a week just to do a class with her, one-on-one, or with a couple of other people, to try to learn as much stuff as she had learned over probably like 30 years and that. So I did pick up a bunch of things, and I'm always picking up books or courses and stuff like that and trying these things out. So I invite you to try these. I hope you get something out of that. And I think that is all that I was going to share with you guys today. I was going to throw so much more in there, and I thought, keep it simple, Pam. That's what you're telling other people to do, is just keep it simple. So if any of you have questions, I will check on my computer here. And yeah, thanks, Christina. Awesome. Yeah, it is. It really is. And, I used actually my tuning forks just before we started. I was actually using them on the weekend, and I thought of this really neat giveaway for you guys. It wasn't the original one I was going to do, but I thought it was even better. Some of you may know that I had a gallstone attack or whatever back a few months ago, and then my leg has been really, really sore, so I started finally remembering to put ice on it to calm it down. But I went, oh my God, I have tuning forks. Like, that's what they're for. So I tried that, and then I just did a heart vibration one. And what I did is I've got a set of 5 tuning forks that I got. And one of them is called the 528. It's a DNA repair vibration. And it's also the same vibration of love. There is a scale from, like, say, depression all the way up to joy and all the other emotions in between. Well, every one of them has a vibration that they can match with the tuning forks. It's all done scientifically, I'm sure. But anyways, I used the 528, and then I have these other 2 that instead of buying the whole set, this one lady that I follow and I've taken some classes from, and I'm going to start teaching some of this stuff and do some energy clearing with them. It is so much fun. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. My son and I were playing with them, and then we did a recording for you. So that's the free giveaway. when you sign up and do the opt-in. We really had fun with that. So while I was doing it, you're going to have to imagine me doing the tuning forks and then circling like this and then sending the energy out the window. And that's what I was doing. I didn't open them though. I probably should have, according to all the lore about that stuff of sending the negative energy away. But I sent it towards the window, and then my son got so interested, he comes over and that. So I said, okay, you do one, I'll do a couple of these, and we'll do them in between. And so I just did the rolling thing, and then I just went from his heart to mine. And whenever I have trouble trying to send people love or energy to calm things down, like any physical, pains that they have in that, or emotional, because that's what triggers these body pains and that too, that I picture one of my kids when they were little, a time period. I get into that zone when I couldn't spend that time back then. And it's like now I use that, and that's how I level things out. So anyways, I just played with all of these, and I did it just now too before I started this workshop. And oh my God, everything just goes and changes. And it was so neat because on Saturday when I did it, I was up for about 14 or 16 hours that day, and the pains had just dulled down to nothing besides taking the dog for a walk to exercise and that to stretch myself. It works so well. Like I said, I try everything on me first, before I will, recommend anything to anybody. So I've got those, and then I also did I've got these ones that are good for the bones, and those are the ones that I used on my hip and my leg and everything else. And I think I spent half the day playing with them. So yeah, try that, and I've really enjoyed sharing with you guys today. And I'm just going to look at a couple more comments. And Christina, oh, thank you so much. You like these 3 simple tips. That's great. And thank you, Rachel. You're welcome. And Amethyst, definitely going to get a set of these. Oh, yeah, you can get them. Just be careful. You need to get the ones made in the States. The lady that I picked, Eileen McCusick, she's got a book, and she's got sets, and she's got a set of 5, the deluxe set, and that's the one that I did. I've actually been taking lessons from her for a while. The first thing actually that I took from her was some energy clearing recordings. It's really, we're either there live, or it works also when you're listening to the recordings. And one of the ones she did was for tinnitus and for your hearing. So I play that every once in a while. I only needed to do it a couple of times before I felt an effect. I didn't have tinnitus, but we have our phones and we have them plugged into our ears, and while I'm at work and that, and sometimes even running the vacuum cleaner and that, and I've got the music up too loud too. I was getting ringing in my ears, the high pitch and that. Oh boy, I don't want to go through that. So I tried out her recordings, and when I got my set of tuning forks, oh my God, I haven't heard them at all now. So it dulled that right down. So I want to work with people that have tinnitus too, because my boyfriend has tinnitus and it is extreme. And I've worked with him with this, and yeah, he can tell the difference. I'm like, yes, right? That was why I got into reflexology too, and that, finding different points and stuff. So yeah, that was good. Get them American made, I believe it is. It's the steel and the way they tune them. I learned that from Eileen's website. I will have to get you, it's biofield tuning, that's what it is. So if you want to look up or research any of this stuff there, she actually goes really intense on some of the stuff, the explanation. She's really good at that. So yeah, so I want to thank you everybody for joining me today. And I just wanted to let you know that I am so passionate about what I do. I usually get like this, especially when I talk about essential oils and mediumship and all that too. But I've created a free gift for you, and I'm going to put the link up when I'm finished with the recording, because it's easiest that way. So then you can click on that, and it'll take you to an opt-in page, and you'll get the download. And the download is a free audio for you to download a tuning fork energy clearing for the heart, the one I was talking about that I made the other day. Just maybe watch your ears, and if you've got really sensitive ears, because it's a little bit louder than my intro. I just thought I'd warn you on that one. So I will be posting, like I said, the link for it here on this live when it's done. And I want to let you know you can find me at Oceana Power Energy Healing pamej.com until I figure out some more stuff with the internet. That's the way it's going to be at the moment. I know I can shorten it. Also, I have a Facebook business page, and it's Oceana Energy Healing. And when you find me on Facebook, don't get thrown off. It's also called Energetically Speaking, so you might see a second name there. And I am on Instagram now. I've been getting more involved with that, and it's I am Pamela Jones. Simple to remember. So all the PamelaJones.coms were taken, so I've been trying to be creative. So I'm trying to switch things over just to my name now. So I am happy to have done this workshop with you. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the free download. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.